So, in response to a bunch of questions I had about how I do things in my digital planning, I'm going to go through and really quickly show you how I'm using GoodNotes, what I have in there, and then a really quick demonstration of a plan with me so you can see how I decorate. So, when you first go into GoodNotes, maybe you already have it set up. This is the files that are the quote unquote notebooks I have in my GoodNotes. So these are my digital bullet journals. I'll really quickly go in here and show you kind of how I'm using them. So this would be journaling and just kind of what I have in my bullet journal. So like you've seen, I've done this page. And the way GoodNotes is set up, if I want to just add a page in here, I can. Sorry, I know I'm going kind of fast. This here is a template that was a PDF that was given to me by someone in my digital planning group that I went and uploaded. And now if I wanted to you just kind of scroll over here, it's really hard to show you recording my screen, but basically I am just taking two fingers and scrolling my page to, just like you would turn a page, and that's giving me a new page. Now if I wanted to say I wanted to use this template and I had this open right now, I could go right up here to these three dots and I can say, let me see if I can remember where this is. Change more options, change paper template. Now I have saved her template in these templates here. So it would be right here and I would just select this. It's going to ask me if I'm sure I want to do it and I'm going to say yes, and it puts it right there. Now this is works very well with the iPad in landscape mode. So let's just go back to this main screen here. So that's what I have. I have my bullet journals, which are just an assortment of different styles of paper, depending on how I'm using them. I really prefer grid paper, so a lot of times that's what I'm using. So it just is really, depends on what I'm doing on the page, what my page looks like. So we're going to close that. Here is my iPlanner. Now I'm going to assume that you've already installed it, you've already figured out how to get it on your iPad. Basically what the iPlanner is a digital PDF in this layout. It is probably a layout we're all familiar with, very similar to Erin Condren. So it's a digital planner with a vertical layout with tabs here on the side. These are monthly tabs. Now these tabs, if you hover over them, these are hyperlinked, so sometimes you have to zoom in. So this is the nice thing, is you can zoom. So these hyperlink, whoops, and you see this, I basically just pushed and held this September, and it comes here, and these are options I can do. So if I want to highlight the month, if I want to strike out the text, things like that. Usually if I want to go back and forth, you're going to go right here and you're going to click this open link. It's going to take you, and all I'm doing to zoom in and out is just like you would any image on your iPad. Two fingers apart, zooms in, bring your fingers closer together, zooms out. Okay. So the way the iPlanner is set up, there is a monthly layout, and you can see that I just kind of started playing with it in September, so I did not. I don't have this decorated. But this gives you an idea of what it looks like. Now you can do two finger swipe, and I can go swiping to the left, and it's going to bring me into the September month. And now you'll see that here I changed my tabs, and what I basically did here is this is an image overlay. So I took an image of the tabs, I put it in Adobe, and I traced over it, and then I colored each one in, and I layered that as one piece, and I'm going to see if I can move it, if I can show you. I layered it as one piece, over, oops, sorry. It's really hard to navigate on my iPad while I'm looking at it. Basically, I'm looking at this on my monitor, so I'm wanting to interact with the mouse and my fingers on my iPad. So here, like I'm saying, what I did is this, to make these a different color, because I had some people ask me about that, is just an image. And here too, same thing. It's just an image that I overlaid over the tabs, and then I added text. And I'm going to see if I can move it just so I can show you how you do it. So this little lasso here is going to allow you to grab anything on your page and move it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I have this highlighted. See how it's blue? And that's the tool I'm going to be using. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to grab this. So I'm going to do that by just kind of using the lasso. And I'm just doing this so I can show you that this, as you can see, is just one piece, an image that I created and I laid over these tabs. And that's how I changed the color. And as long as you are not moving them around too much, they will pretty much stay like that. And then all I did for here is I went in here and I hit add text box. It brings up a text box and I just typed out what I wanted it to say and I put it up here. So same thing, these are also, if you push and hold, let's unhighlight this because it's wanting to grab. So if I just push and held here, I'm going to get that same thing and it's going to hit open link and it's going to take me to that tab. And as you can see, when you switch page views, that image that I overlaid is no longer here. So if you want, you can change your tabs every single week to match your layout. Or you can leave them blank, or you can leave them these colors. Okay, let me go in and I'm going to show you here how I decorate. So I do notice that it's a little bit difficult to navigate backwards sometimes. It doesn't want to bring up that. So sometimes zooming in, and you have to kind of highlight here in just the right spot. Okay, so we're going to go back to September, and I'm just going to quickly flip to the month or the week that I want to decorate. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to give you guys an idea of how I do this, how I put these solid stickers, how I bring the images in, how I manipulate them so that I can make my page look like this. So we are going to go to this coming week and we are going to get started. Now, you can see, I'm going to close this so you can see. If you remember, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go back to all my notebooks. And if you remember, I have this notebook here that says stickers. So I'm going to open that. So this is what I've chosen as a theme to do for that week. So I'm going to tell you how I got these. Please ignore my, it's wanting to show you, since I'm screen recording, also my notifications. Okay, so all of these images are an assortment of clip art as a .png file. Some stickers I have this is digital stickers that I bought here from the Little Piper, the Cherry Co. on Etsy. And this file is a JPEG file. And then some files I have, like this file, which I also bought from the Cherry Collection on Etsy, is digital stickers, but this file is a PDF format. So all of these things can be used to decorate in your planner. So I will kind of put a little note down in the down box that's going to show you the type of files that I have. But how you manipulate them is going to all be different depending on the type of file it is. So, for example, these girls I bought as clip art, and these pieces here are clip art. And these are all .png files. So a PNG file has a transparent background. And that is ideal because you can manipulate it all over your page. You don't have to crop out and edit out backgrounds. So if you purchase clip art, look for things that come as a .png file, and that's going to be the easiest to manipulate on your page to start with. But I am going to give you some tips on how I manipulate other images on my page. So we're going to go right here. You can see now I have my stickers open, and this tab is the iPlanner on the page that I was working on. So we're going to go right back there, and I'm going to say, okay, now something to keep in mind is the way you add images in, it layers them based on what was first. So the first images you add will be your base layer. The next image you add is going to be on top of that, and on top of that, and on top of that. So as you move things and manipulate them around, you have to remember that it's going to keep those layers in that order. And I'm going to give you an example here. So we're going to go up here, and I'm going to add a box. Now, these boxes down here, I've already sized. These were 12 by 12 digital 12 by 12 digital scrapbook paper, and I'm going to show you how you can size that down to fit. But to start, I'm going to just show you how I place a sticker. So I'm going to go and I'm going to make sure I have this tool, this lasso tool highlighted, and I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to grab one of these boxes, which I know I've already sized. So using the lasso tool, I'm just going to, just put you can trace the whole thing if you want, or you can just put this little dot, you can just, tap on it. And I'm just going to say copy. And then I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to click on my 2016, my iPlanner. It's going to bring me right back to the page I was at. And I'm just going to hold down with my finger or my iPencil, and I'm going to hit paste. And look at that. There it is, ready to go, and I can place this wherever I see fit. So this is great, right? Because I've already sized this one. I can put it, wherever I like it. Now, you can see that I have these. All I did, guys, was click back over onto my sticker book. So I'm just navigating between tabs. And it's really hard to show you because I don't have a cursor on my screen recorder. But so let's talk about these guys. So these are 12 by 12 images, digital scrapbook paper that I have just shrunk down to fit onto this page. This is what I use to create a full size box. So I'm gonna grab one of those. Again, making sure my lasso tool is highlighted. I'm just gonna put a mark on there, and I'm gonna hold down, and I'm gonna hit copy, and I'm gonna click back over here, and I'm going to hit paste. Now, you just need to hold down on this, okay, so that you get this, you get the menu up here. And I'm going to click resize, just like that, and I'm going to get these blue dots around it. And this is going to allow me to resize it to any size. Now, I have yet to figure out how I can do it. I'd have to crop down knowing the full size, but this is the easiest way. I've yet to do it where I can stretch the pattern, but I'm working on that. And this video is already going to be kind of long, but when I get that, I can show you. So basically what I do, this is how I make a full-size box, is I drag this and I resize it so it's close enough so that one edge fits within the boundaries of the box like I want, okay? So basically what I'm doing is I'm just lining it up with the edges here, and I'm resizing it until the boundaries of it line up nicely with one side of this box. And it takes you'll see it takes a little bit of time, but there we go. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm looking at, now that I have it, you'll see I have this side pretty well lined up. I can move it up. There's a little bit of white space up there, but I know it's really, really close. So now what I'm looking at is, where does this line cut into my image? Do you see how this line for the edge of the box cuts into this image right at the edge of these red pens? So now I'm going to tap this. I'm going to go back to the main menu, and I'm going to hit edit. And then I'm going to tap it again, and I'm going to get this secondary menu, and I'm going to get crop. I'm going to remember that the box ends, to make it the right size, right on the side of these red pens here. Do you see these red pens in the image? So I'm going to hit crop, and it's going to bring me back. It's going to bring me into a crop screen. And These are the red pens here. So you can crop one of two ways. Freehand allows you to completely trace around something and crop it down to that size. Or rectangle just allows you to go in and move these dots like so. You just click on it here and drag it over. Do you see how that blue line moves? That is where this blue line and these dots, that is where it's going to crop my image to. So I'm just going to then click done, and I'm going to move it back. And that's pretty close. And with a little bit of practice, you guys will see that you kind of know the size. So that's, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, but like I said, I'm doing this looking at my screen, trying to do this on my iPad. So there you go. That is how you get a full-size box. Now, there are different ways that you can create a box that you can write in. And one of the ways I do it is to layer now a white sticker or a label sticker over these. But another way you can do it is you can go up here to this pencil and select it so that you're writing. Select the color white, and I make it the biggest size, okay? So now basically what it's doing is I'm writing in the largest size of quote-unquote lead in the color white, and I'm gonna select this. Let me get out of this, okay. And I'm gonna select this here. What this box does is it takes anything you write that resembles a shape. So say you want to make a box, right? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a white box inside of here. And it's going to allow my box to be perfectly square, because even if my lines are a little zigzaggy like that as I'm drawing, or a little wonky, I can just go like this. And it's going to snap that into a perfect size box. And then so sometimes what I do is I just will unselect this, go back here, and just color this in. And now I can easily make a box that I can write on. Okay, so now you've seen how I make full-size boxes. Whoops, I kind of went out of the lines there a little bit, but I'm just doing this quickly to show you, because otherwise if I just decorated my whole planner right now, it would take, I mean, with some practice you get faster, but of course in the beginning as you're learning how to import images and things like that, it takes longer and find images. So here we go. Okay, that would be how I would do, one way to do a box you can write on. And of course you can do that neater. Obviously I didn't center that very well in here, but that, you get the idea. So now I'm going to go back to my sticker book and I'm going to show you some other images. Let's talk about these page flags here. These page flags are a PNG image that I found as a royalty-free image online, okay? But I'm gonna move them so you can see here. These are it's one image. So let's go in and show you how to separate that. So I'm gonna take, and I have my lasso tool selected, that's how I got that, and I'm gonna hover over this here, and I'm gonna, it's wanting to insert, hang on one second. There we go. I'm going to just, sorry guys. Sorry, give me 1 second here. And, okay, there we go. Now I brought up this menu. I'm sorry, you're gonna hear my dogs barking in the background. My dog is crazy. So I hit copy. I'm going to go back to here, to the iPlanner, and I'm going to paste it. Oops. Again, it's going to take some learning here for me to get used to recording my screen. So, okay, so basically what it did is it pasted the whole image, and we want to crop this down. I'm going to show you how to freehand crop something. So I'm going to leave it on the page. I'm going to bring up this, and I'm going to hit edit. And let's move it over here somewhere where I can easily work with it. Now remember how I talked about the layers? It sees this these page flags are the next layer, right? I imported this on top of these. So anywhere I move this, it's going to go on top of a full-size box. So if I wanted to add in more solid full-size boxes, I should do that before I put page flags on. Otherwise, they will go over top of these. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to go in and we're going to crop this one. And this time I'm going to, I'm going to make sure this is highlighted, this freehand. So see how it turned blue? Now I can grab things freehand. Now, because these page flags were a PNG file, there is no background. So I don't have to be quite so careful where I'm going to show you on, in just a minute here, I'm going to show you on a file that's a PDF. Now they are a little close together, so I have to be a little bit careful there. But basically, I'm just taking my Apple Pencil and I'm tracing around the image I want. And that's where I'm cropping. And I'm just going to hit done. And look at that. It's going to give me this. So now I can use this little green circle and I can rotate them. And I can resize them. And I can move them around my page to where I like them. That's kind of big, isn't it? Okay, so that's how I would add an element from those elements. Now let's go back to stickers, and I'm going to show you now these here, these full-size boxes were JPEGs, and I showed you how to size them down. This page flag was a PNG file, and I showed you how to crop that out of a larger image. So let's go back to stickers, and I'm actually going to scroll over and I'm going to show you these, which are PDF. So basically, this is being recognized by GoodNotes as one document. And I just want to use, a small part of it. Like, let's take, I want to use this quote, okay? So what I'm going to do is make sure that this is highlighted, my little lasso tool, and I'm going to circle that quote, and I'm going to say take a screenshot. So when I circle that quote and I hold down, it gives me this menu to take a screenshot. So it's going to bring up this menu, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to save this to my images. So I'm going to just click here, save image. Now I'm going to go back up here to my iPlanner. So you can import images off your camera roll. You can save clipart there. You can save PNG files there. You can save JPEGs off the web. Save them right to your camera roll, and this is how you're going to add them. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to hit this little plus sign, and it brings up this menu, and I want to add an image, and it's going to ask me, where do I want to add it from? Do I want to add it from my iCloud drive, from my photos, or do I want to use my camera? So I saved that image to my camera roll, so I'm just going to go right here to my photos, and I'm going to go to all photos. And look, there it is. There's the quote, and it's going to bring it right in here. And this has a white background because it saw it on that file with a whole white background. Now, I can get rid of some of that white background. I can do it in make it look like a traditional sticker, quote sticker with a little bit of a border. So all I need to do is long press on this. And go to bring up this menu and go to crop. Make sure freehand is highlighted, and now I can go around and this green line here is going to be my little border. So I'm doing this kind of fast, guys, just a little bit sloppy. But basically, the only thing that's going to be left of that white border is what's inside that green circle. So then I can hit done. And you can see when I layer this on top of here, boom, quote sticker. All right, so that's how we add an element off of a file that is a PDF file. Now, and I showed you how you can go here and you can import anything, right? So I'm going to show you how I'm going to import something else. So let's say I'm doing this on my computer, but let's say I searched the web. I just went to Safari here, and I'm going to look for something that says, that's a fall PNG. I'm going to show you how I save it, kind of, because I'm doing this on my computer and it's not going to save it to my iPad. So basically, you can search for these images, and this is how you're going to know if it's a PNG. You're going to go to Images, and I searched for a PNG file, and I'm going to click on this. We're going to bring this up. If you see this checkered background, this is a PNG. The checkered background is telling you there is no background, and that's why you see these free floating leaves. So if you're doing this on your iPad, you can search on your iPad. You can camera roll, which is what I've done, and I'm going to show you how. Save that right to your camera roll, and then when you go up here, you hit this add sign. You go to add an image from your photos, all your photos, and look. There it is, PNG, and it has, whoops, sorry. It has no background, and I can resize this, and I can put it anywhere on my page, and I can rotate it. Now remember, it's still adding it on top of the other elements that I already have there, so let's go like that. Okay, so that's how you add images, and I would recommend, I'm going to show you guys something that I've done. Like, okay, so this was the PDF file. These were the PNGs that we used. And this is a JPEG that what I did is I took pictures, elements that I knew I would use maybe more often, and saved them right into GoodNotes in my own sticker book so that I could easily grab them. So I didn't have to go to my camera roll, so I didn't have to search the web. So basically when I pre-plan, for me, decorating is grabbing all these images, putting them together and seeing how I like them. Oops. And then this makes them easier to access because I can navigate between tabs. Okay, so this was a JPEG file that I had a picture of, was digital stickers that I purchased, and now I want to add one of these. So you basically do this the same way you do the PNG ones, and you crop them down very similar to the way you do a PDF one. You make sure that this is highlighted. You're going to grab this whole thing. You're going to long press till you bring up the menu and hit copy, and I'm going to go back to my planner page, and I'm going to long press, and I'm going to hit paste. Now it wants to put this whole image in here, so I'm going to click it off, and then I'm going to long press, and I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to bring it down. So in the edit mode, if you long press again, it brings up the secondary menu, and you're going to hit crop. And this I'm going to do as a rectangle because it's easier to get the boxes perfect, right? So let's say I wanted to use this nope. Or here. Yeah, let's go to the nope. So you see this one, I'm going to grab this. So all I'm doing is I'm moving these blue lines down to the exact sticker I want to use, like so. And then I'm going to hit done. And there we go. I have the sticker right there. I can resize it, and I can move it anywhere I want. Okay? So now that you have an idea of how we do elements and how I add things to my iPlanner, let's see. This video is about 29 minutes, so I'm not going to go in and I'm not going to decorate the full page, but I'm going to show you how I utilize these techniques and decorate my whole page here in my iPlanner, and show you what it looks like when we're all done, okay? So, if you have any questions,